like mayonnaise. Welcome back to a monumental real stories, Eminem, where we're dissecting the life of one of the most controversial pop icons who's ever lived. It's told through the stories of people that have known him, loved him, and rescued him from 3,000 fans who want to attack him. Joining me in the cafe with their expert opinions and their dimples to die for are the Sun's Gordon Smart and More Magazine's Abby Pethelus. There they are over there, on their 5th coffee of the day. So, you've missed Eminem getting inspired by chocolate and brainstorming on the loo, but, as Gordon would say, did you worry, me laddie, last year? Sorry. As there's lots more to come, kicking off with a Dre of Hope. That's right, a Dre of Hope. You'll get that in a minute.
30 seconds, Eminem, go. I'm gonna tell you this for your own benefit.
With his newfound persona and confidence, Eminem takes his skills nationwide.
Rap Olympics was a one-time event. It happened in the mid-90s in Los Angeles, and it was an MC battle between teams.
Time of the month, you couldn't get the tape of the day. Take him away, I ripped him like a paper mache. I heard you rap before, you ain't about this whole battle was mismatched like your outfit.
Eminem happened to be a member of my team. We competed, my team did really, really well, and part of the prize for the event was for my team to go to the Sway and Tech wake-up show, which for any up-and-coming rapper is kind of a big deal. You know, it's their big radio debut. Dre was listening to the show that night, and as I recall, he came up to the studio and scooped up Eminem and took him to record and signed him, consequently, to Aftermath.
The way I found out that Dr. Dre was signing a record deal with my artist who I'd worked with for 2 years was a call from my good friend. Yo, Mark, M just got a record deal with Dr. Dre, and I'm not hearing this from M. I'm like, kind of crushed, you know what I mean?
It was a marriage made in heaven, giving Eminem credibility to silence naysayers from the get-go.
Dre's significance and influence in hip-hop is unparalleled. You know, greatest producer of all time. Changed the hip-hop game. His group, NWA, and then from there, Dre and Snoop Dogg dominated hip-hop.
Having the head honcho taking him under his wing, that's sort of like, I don't know, that's like the president giving you a pardon, I guess. You're pardoned for being white. You're that amazing.
That's the word. It's like to work with Eminem. Oh, it's incredible. It's the greatest honor ever. It's the greatest honor ever.
Their relationship would remain for the next 15 years and go down in hip-hop folklore. The first day they worked together, Dre and Eminem recorded 4 songs in just 6 hours, one of which was to be My Name Is. Eminem's life and the hip-hop landscape were about to change forever. We'd like to make it clear that Eminem and Dr. Dre were not involved romantically, okay? It was just a metaphor to illustrate that it was a marriage made in heaven. Abby, you win a competition that allows you to go on a radio show. The biggest producer in the world just so happens to be listening to it. He whisks round, signs you up. That is the epitome of what we call in show business a lucky break.
It sure is. It's like a hip-hop fairy tale. I mean, this guy deserved a break. It's like Michael Jackson, if he were alive, sort of working with One Direction and giving him his blessing. It's like the best thing that could ever happen to him. He cannot fail with Dre on his side.
And Gordon, they really, as Abby's alluding to here, they really were a dream team. They went on to do truly magical stuff.
Yeah, you'll get no One Direction comparison from me. I would say it more like George Martin and the Beatles. You know, together.
There you go, Abby. There you go.
Together, they're a wonderful combination. You've got probably the best lyricist in the world at the time. You've got the best producer in the world at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the year is 1999. The pop landscape is saturated with, well, bubblegum pop. It's your Britneys, your NSYNCs. The most cutting-edge act in the charts that year was the Venga Boys, for crying out loud. Music really did need a bad boy. And boy, was he bad. His spanking new album, the Slim Shady LP, is a worldwide smash. Released in February '99, it goes triple platinum by the end of the year and debuts at #2 in the US charts. His lovely mug graces the cover of every magazine imaginable. He becomes an overnight household name, and you could even buy the perfect Christmas present for toddlers and babies. But with the fame comes an inflated ego and a party life that goes off the rails.
Eminem's life was very off the rails, like derailed. Basically, man, with the drugs, the alcohol, the groupies, you name it, he pretty much did it.
We did a party for them. It was a straight riot. It was just a zoovie out there, like a zoo. It was so crazy, but a movie because it was something epic. And they were there in the balcony at Fabric, literally hanging off the balcony. At the end of the night, they came to me to see if I would pay their bar bill. I refused.
About 20 of us in our entourage, and it's about 3,000 people in the crowd. It's a guy heckling Eminem during the interludes, and this guy's just out of control. So M gets tired, and he confronts the guy. The guy says something back, and he just jumps off the stage with a flying fist, goes to hit the guy, and hits the wrong guy. So now he's in this sea of people down in the mosh pit. It's like 8 guys piled up on top of him. The DJ jumps in, the soundman jumps in, the promotion team jump in. So we had to grab everybody out. We're running to get to the bus. And the tour manager said, no, we got to finish the show. I said, man, you crazy, they going to kill us. He said, look, if we don't finish this show, they're going to kill us. Needless to say, the next morning, man, it made the news back home. My mom's called me like 6 o'clock in the morning. She said, son, don't let that little white boy get you in trouble.
It's kind of reassuring to see that no matter how big you are or hard you are, even Byron still takes orders from his mum. I know how he feels. Mama Berry's always on the phone saying, don't out with them two. Bad influences, the pair of you. Abby, I'm definitely on the side of the coin that says I think Eminem should go for it. He should be having a good time. We know he's had a tough life. He's enjoying success. He's one of the biggest artists in the world. Go have some fun, kid.
Exactly. Who cares? Get in there. Meet them women. Sow your wild oats. Eminem. And he did.
So with this happening, Gordon, over at the Sun newspaper, you must have had a field day.
He's a gift. I dream about characters like him coming along, you know, for good and bad reasons. He's a very talented man, so it's great to write about how well he's performing and the music he's producing, but at the same time, he's a headline machine. Now, you've got him pulling his pants down and mooning the crowd. You've got him coming out with the chainsaw, the hockey mask, all the scandal. You've got certain parts of the press panicking about this guy coming over and influencing our children. And then, of course, we've got great headlines in them. So, like, I remember Nightmare on M Street, for example.
Genius.
But listen, you know, other things as well, other headlines were news stories. So at the time, he was arrested twice for gun possession.
Yes, I actually think we've managed to obtain Marshall's mugshot. Here it is for you. At that point, this may be a stupid question, but do you think he's going, oh, no, I've been arrested? Or do you think he's going, I'm Eminem?
To be brutally honest, I think he's thinking record sales.
Ka-ching. Right, I think we'll all agree that up until this point, Eminem's life has been a right barrel of laughs. I think what we need, Pickles, is a little bit of controversy.
Eminem is full of hate. 2, 4, 6, 8. Eminem.
As his notoriety grows, so do his critics. In 2000, gay and women's rights protesters begin to pick at his shows as they brand his lyrics violent, misogynistic and homophobic. His name is even brought up in US Congress.
He is a violent misogynist. He advocates raping and murdering his mother in one of his songs. He glories in the same song in the idea that he might murder any woman he comes across.
Even Super Chill Moby had a problem with him.
I take issue with any popular culture that glorifies misogyny and homophobia, because misogyny and homophobia are abuse.
He responds to his critics with one of the strangest and most surprising duets in pop music history, by performing at the Grammys with none other than Sir Elton John.
Elton John, pretty gay, exceedingly gay, right? Out there for gay rights. Elton John saw through it, thought it was great, and performed with him at the Grammys, you know, to make a point that it is entertainment and you do have to have all voices represented, and that it is a character. It's such a brilliantly crafted, well-executed, well-described character, Slim Shady.
He and Elton become friends, and Eminem even buys him and partner David Furnish a pair of diamond-encrusted rings for their civil partnership. Except these aren't the kind of rings you put on your finger. Is that really the action of a homophobe? Are Eminem's lyrics just being misinterpreted? Discuss! Did anyone recognise a familiar face in there? Yes, from Strictly Come Dancing, that was Bruno. Guys, give Bruno his mark for his performance. Nice. So, Abby, it's a tough one. It's really caused a storm. In your opinion, were his lyrics homophobic, misogynistic?
Well, I'm a woman, so I can talk about it.
Okay, good,
Yes.
good.
Just clear that up.
Yeah, I'm glad we all know that. Brilliant. In fact, let's just leave it there. Thanks for watching. We'll be back again soon. Take care. Goodbye.
It doesn't offend me. I mean, in black and white, yes, they're controversial, and yes, it is a bit dodgy, but you can say music's art and things like that, and obviously he was hiding behind the alter ego as well, so you can get away with a lot more, but he's deliberately trying to annoy people and push people's buttons, and all press is good press. Everybody's talking about it in Congress, moaning about it.
It's true.
So, you know, he's doing what he set out to do.
Right, well, in this part, Eminem has taken the charts by storm and offended an awful lot of people along the way, but that's nothing compared to part 3, where he attacks everyone from, I don't know, Christina Aguilera to his own mother. Oh, and some guy says this.
What's up, cat daddy?
Intriguing.